Welcome to Discussion Sentai Loserger. I'm Loser Blue,
And I'm Loser Yellow.
and this is a show where we talk about the newest episodes of Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. This week we're talking about Kamen Rider Zeztz, episode 17, and Gozyuger, episode 45. We always start with Rider, so Yellow, what'd you think of 17?
Episode 17 of Kamen Rider Zeztz was pretty good, but not a lot happened. And I'm going to say that for both shows this week. Not a lot really happened, but with Zets, that's more part of it all being two-parters. And it's really hard to say, right? We're
Yeah,
falling into this routine with Zets that like the first part's not so great and then like the second part's better. But like this time it was just a lot of questions back to back, like what's actually happening here.
yeah, this episode is still, Zets is obviously doing, I guess, arcs. So we've completed the first arc that was all about Nox and stuff. Now Nox is awake. Now we're
Yeah.
into this new arc, and we have to set up everything for it. We're setting up the lady. We've introduced Agent Number 3 here. I assume that's what he is. He has a 3 on his ring.
Yeah, for sure it's gonna be Agent Number 3.
So we're setting up all that. The main thing that happened this episode is we react to Zero being dead, except obviously he's not dead. He's because Nox even says in this episode he's a remote controlled puppet. It's not a real death, although they have his memory core. I don't know why a remote controlled puppet would have a memory core, right? Unless Zero just is AI
It could be.
and the remote control thing was a lie. I don't know. And we get to see like more of the lady who I think according to the poster, I think she also has an agent number. Like I think she's like an ex agent according to like a poster. And we get to learn that she's the one that kidnapped Nem, and she has like mind control powers.
Yeah, and it's like related to some sort of like talisman or amulet
Yeah, I guess
charm.
it's more like power of suggestion because it's not full mind control. It's like some minor Jedi mind trick thing. Make someone like don't worry about this right now, and it.
Yeah. But now she wants Nem's dream to come true, which is making me ask the question, what could Nem's bad dream be?
Oh, okay, her nightmare. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but at the same time, that could just really be generic villain dialogue that's not really meant to mean anything, right?
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna make your bad dream come true, and what is Nem's bad dream? I don't know. It could just be nothing. Like, it could just be something that the villain likes to say.
I would think that if it were a character that just got kidnapped, but Nem's been kidnapped for 4 years and since the
Yeah,
beginning of this series.
what was it? Last episode we were bringing up like how long Nem had been captured. And I was like, that was like a year ago. This episode reminded me it was 4 years.
You're telling me the general public hasn't noticed that Nem hasn't aged?
Yeah,
Ooh, I don't
Nem.
believe that.
Like 4 years is a really. I completely forgot that it was 4 years. That's insane. To that's a big secret to keep for the like biggest celebrity in the world. We probably talked about this back when that was first revealed. And I completely forgot the time frame.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Most of this episode really was just a fight between Zets and Nox. That's like the main thing in this episode is they fight.
Yeah. It was a cool fight. Nox's shadow is really strong.
Yeah, no, I like some of its effects. I like him sinking into the shadow. I really liked when his shadow reached out and ripped out the bow from Zets.
Oh, like the
And
shadow grabbed the shadow? Yeah, that was
yeah,
cool.
like the shadow grabbed the bow's shadow and pulled it when obviously Nox didn't like stretch his arm out. So that was fun. I've seen shadow stuff like that in other media, but it's always fun when it happens. We got a better look at Nox's transformation. His capsums do open up to
Yes.
fill the other slot. Like it cracks in half and like there's a hinge. I didn't fully get to see it in the first time he transformed, but this time it was like 100%. That's what's happening there. So that's cool. I guess that does mean that he's not going to like do two capsums half and half double build style, which is a
Yeah.
bit unfortunate because he kind of has a half and half design anyway, so that would have worked pretty well. But that's fine.
Oh, there's always room in the driver for it, so who knows? Like, don't forget, Mach could use that one hybrid shift bike car
Yeah,
thing.
well, it's just that they open up in two, so I'm not sure
Yeah.
how that would work if you put two in. Do they like open up and the two halves like phase through each other? I mean, I could see that'd be cool, but again, that's just toy stuff. Like
Oh,
it's
it
not
is.
really.
Yeah. I for sure he's gonna have another couple transformations where like the capsule cracks open. But I could still definitely see like just like popping two in there and it's gonna be like a whoa moment for some
Yeah.
like Japanese kid.
I mean, he is using different capsums
Yeah.
than Baku, because Baku has the capsums that have like the spinny wheel in the middle, like it's a part that clearly spins, whereas Nox's capsums are a complete solid color. They
Yeah.
don't have that like translucent middle bit. So potentially, maybe he gets like Baku style ones that don't crack in half, and he puts two of those in. That could work. I don't know.
Makes me really think that the Baku style ones are the better toy because you can actually see the little dude in them. They don't
Well,
have to be
I
cracked open to enjoy.
I mean, I assume the ones that you buy in the store are gonna have a hinge. You don't actually crack them open. They're just built to
Oh,
open
I
up,
know. Yeah.
like a Pokeball. Baku says in this episode that capsums have the power to make dreams a reality, which is kind of different from what Nox says, where they make bad dreams reality. Like
Yeah.
they're still dreams, so they still kind of work. It's just, I guess it's their viewpoint. It's not capsums aren't necessarily evil
Yeah.
the way that Nox seems to really think they are. I do like this episode for Nox. I think it is kind of highlighting kind of who he is in relation to Baku and will lead into his even further redemption because he doesn't like Code, obviously. That's what he doesn't like. But
Yeah.
he's fine with Baku. He doesn't hate Baku. And even his like super move is called Shadow Redemption. So there's definitely something there. But like his entire fight against Baku was completely pointless. They did not
Yeah.
need to fight at all. It seems they both wanted to destroy the Nightmare. So why were they fighting? It really felt to me like it was Nox was trying to beat up Baku to scare him off. Like,
Yeah.
leave. Stop doing this. You are going to get hurt. So get out. Or something like that. That's how I'm feeling about it. That, he is a good person. He doesn't want Baku to get hurt. He doesn't want Baku to be involved in code. That kind of thing. He's just not, he's expressing it through the way he is. Because he's this really
Yeah.
stoic, mysterious guy.
Yeah, I feel like Nox definitely doesn't have any problems with Baku. It's issues with the organization code, and that's it.
Yeah, and in the future, maybe we'll see more of why code is bad because we're getting Agent 3 here.
Yeah, from the episode preview, it looks like he's acting like a dick. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
but clearly he's taking over from what Zero is. That kind of role, at least for now, like a temporary handler shift. And 3 is probably going to be more of an overt piece of crap, right?
Oh
That's
yeah,
how I feel about it. Yeah, the nightmare existed. I don't know.
yeah. It was there to have another like couple fights.
Yeah. And we got to see Nox beat him, and it shows that Nox doesn't necessarily want the Nightmares to win. They are tools for a job.
Yeah,
He didn't actually want. Also, because they don't want Nem to die, right? That was going to be what happens if this Nightmare won. Nem would have died. And they don't want that because they're somehow using her dream powers to infect people with nightmares to accomplish other ends. They don't necessarily just want nightmares to spread and cause chaos. They have a goal, which is good. I guess that just means that nightmares are kind of just a natural force, right?
yeah,
They're being utilized by this villainous organization, I guess. I don't know if it's really an organization. There's only 2 people so far.
yeah. So far, Mhm.
Like, if nightmares naturally maybe just they exist and they can do this, without any zone have had to have been fighting them for like ever, right? So I feel like nightmares had to have been manufactured somehow, right?
Yeah.
They couldn't have existed forever. It's not like code, unless code has existed since the beginning of time. Something like
Yeah,
that.
but they wouldn't be on Agent 7.
Maybe that's something that Nox doesn't like about code. Maybe code started the nightmare thing. Like code was doing some kind of research into dream stuff and using the subconscious to affect reality, and they created the monsters.
That sounds like it could be possible.
I think it's a reasonable theory. I don't know. Because, again, I just have to assume these nightmares are a relatively recent thing. Because some of these nightmares are big. One of them was a meteor that was going to strike the Earth, right? Some of them are more minor. Like, this one ultimately is minor in the grand scheme of things. If this nightmare had won, a woman would have died. Which is
Yeah.
bad, obviously. But compared to Mr. Meteor, that's pretty small.
Yeah, it's incredibly minor compared to that.
Now, then the nightmare would have entered reality and done more stuff. You think that would have happened all over the place? I don't know. Maybe more. I mean, we know there are more code agents. Maybe they're also doing their own missions at the same time. We don't know what like 3 has been up to.
He very well may be doing his own missions. You're right.
I don't know. We'll have to see. Most of the stuff with nightmares has never really made a lot of sense. It's one of my bigger issues with Zeztz right now. It's just the nightmares kind of exist to facilitate the story of, Nox's organization versus Code. But the nightmares themselves have not been properly expanded upon. Like, why are they doing what they're doing? Why do they exist? Now, all these things could have answers. And potentially, once we learn those answers, retroactively, all my complaints will be pointless, right? It'll be fine. Because series can do that. They can introduce stuff and not explain them right away. That can be good storytelling, obviously. It often is. So, have to wait and see.
Cardboard box guy's back. Whoa. Well, he's coming
Hell
back.
yeah!
He's coming back.
He found his jokes. They were in a cardboard box.
Yeah, baby.
Interesting. Oh, I guess the main thing, at the very end, we see that the lady gives her business card to Baku after she
Yes.
gives him a headache. Because I was watching the stream, so I couldn't pause. I didn't get the full name. I think it was Sayuri something.
Yeah, I didn't get the name either. Also was watching the stream.
Yeah, so it was Sayuri something. I guess I could have waited 20 minutes and tried to see it again. But I wasn't going to do that. Especially because that name could be fake anyway. They talked about it, that like they looked up the name that the lady gave to the nurse while she was pretending to be a doctor, and it was a complete alias. So
Yeah.
the name on the business card could mean nothing, but it says she's like a counselor, so I guess she's like a therapist,
Yeah.
something like that. Which I guess makes sense for her weird Jedi mind trick hypnotism thing. To be a therapist, that works. That makes sense. It's like a cover. So interesting to see where it goes. Okay. Now let's get less positive. Time for Gozyuger.
Oh boy, episode 45 of Number One Sentai Gozyuger. Wow, Vidal the Famine. Bodied in one episode. The Gozyuger curse strikes again.
Every time they always introduce something and then finish it up the next episode. Like, he could have stuck around for a while. He could have been a threat. But he gets bodied in one episode.
Well, in a way, like, he's still gonna be a threat because I think they're trying to set it up for, like, him to be Fire Candle's meat puppet.
Yeah, like Fire Candle's gonna use his body for something. But it's
Sure.
still weird. Because we know nothing about the Calamity, especially if you didn't watch the summer movie, which I
Yeah.
didn't.
I did not watch Summer Movie. Like, should we watch Summer Movie and then, is that
Maybe.
gonna benefit us? Probably. I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't like when the movies are like necessary. It annoys me because I cannot go to Japanese theaters and watch them.
Yeah.
Obviously, I could probably find them online. I could probably watch that movie if I really wanted to. But I just feel that when you're making a TV series, it should stand alone, right?
Yeah.
If you have this 50 episode TV series, I should not have to watch some kind of supplementary movie at episode like 13 or something like that. I have no idea what it actually was. It feels weird and I don't like it. I should have the complete experience by watching episode 1 through 50.
Yeah, you're right.
And this has happened in a few Sentai Riders before. I've seen this problem show up. It's never that big a deal, and it's not like the biggest deal here, because really the calamity is not a super complex thing. It's a force of destruction. That's all it is.
It was the big bad from Universe 1.
So anyway, let's actually talk about the episode a little more chronologically. Sasuke says that he likes them and forces them to embarrass themselves for the ring. He makes them participate in a humiliation ritual in order to get the ring.
Yo, who's the best yokai?
What does that even mean? This leads me to a slight problem I think I do still have with the Sumino recast. I don't think Maya would have acted Sumino quite as goofy as shoot, I'm forgetting the name of Oni's sister's actress.
Kahoshida? That's her name, right?
I'll just call her New Sumino right now. I don't remember.
Numino, there we go.
Numino. I just she's acting a lot goofier the way she was with acting as the yokai. I feel like old Sumino wouldn't have gone that hard, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been that goofy. Maybe I'm looking for problems where they don't exist just because there's a new person, like there was a change.
I wouldn't say that it's a problem, but I am noticing like the character has shifted to be more goofy.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I watched Dawn Brothers, and Oni's sister was my favorite character in Dawn Brothers. This actress she was great in that role. And I'm not saying she's doing a bad job here, it feels different. And I just don't think Sumino would have been that goofy with the yokai thing. I don't know. There's also the fact that you still oftentimes get group shots where Sumino is off camera all the time. It happens so commonly. In that scene where they're in the what's it called? When they're in the cafe.
Yeah.
There's definitely a shot where you can see Sasuke and all the boys, and it's definitely implied that Sumino is just slightly off camera to the left. And we sometimes like get single shots of her, and that's because of the reshoots. Again, I really shouldn't harp on this too much. It's not really anyone on the production's fault.
Yeah.
They are doing the best they can, and I think they are doing a reasonably good job.
My question at this point is I haven't seen any news about anyone getting their flowers yet. Are they still shooting? Because like I used to see all the time, like, oh, like this person got their flowers, that person got their flowers. Like, are they still doing reshoots?
That would suck.
And I almost wonder how far they got. Like, did they get to episode like 47 or 48 of filming and had like 1 or 2 episodes left to go when everything hit the fan?
Yeah, I mean, I heard that they were filming like several months in advance. So
yeah,
absolutely, and obviously, we shouldn't really go too hard on this topic because we talked about it before. It's just it is something you can really feel, and you can feel that Sumino has really fallen into the background in comparison to where she used to be.
Yeah,
she was a lot more prevalent before. Now she's basically at the same level as Green.
Yeah. I used to feel like Sumino was a very front and center character, much like Hoeru and Polar. I don't care enough to know his real name. All my homies hate Polar.
He's not a good 6th. I would put him pretty low. Would I put him as the worst 6th that I've seen? He would be down there. I would need to think about that. But this episode is obviously it's incredibly red centric. It's very Horu centric. So because it's all about reds. Now, to be fair, this whole series has been really Horu centric. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Take a sword. I think you have a huge bias, an absolutely huge bias who you think should win this competition.
Oh no, I think it should be the red.
Oh, it's really stupid.
A lot of the issues I have with this episode are that it feels like it should have happened like 30 episodes ago. Like it feels like an early to mid season episode.
Yeah, it's a problem with Gozyuger's general battle royale thing. because of the Gozyuger's Battle Royale format, they can never be like a true team. They can never
Yeah.
truly feel like a real team. And because of that, this feels like an episode where this would have come after the leader failed at something.
Yeah.
However, failed at something, and now he's questioning his competence as a leader. And this episode would have been him rebuilding confidence. It would have been a team building episode, and afterwards, it would be a really solid, cohesive unit. But they can't do that in this series because they're really not a solid, cohesive unit because they're not really a team.
Yeah.
They're friends and they like each other and they, stuff like that. But like next episode, we're going into the battle royale. Like we are at this point, the Gozyugers are the only ones left. And next
Yeah.
episode is going to be a green versus black episode.
Who's gonna end up with the rings? It's gonna be Kenshiro. It's gonna be Ken.
I
Green's
mean,
winning them, right?
it feels like so. The preview for the next episode was very green focused. The preview was so much more on green than it was on Sumino.
Yeah.
Which can either mean he's going to win or this is his last ever focus and he's going to lose. Like he has this big focus episode where he figures out that even though he's an old man, he can still be a party person. He doesn't need to be young to be a party person, and he loses and Sumino gets his stuff. Or it's a big focus episode and he wins. Right? It could go either way. But either way, I'm just glad we're getting a green focus episode. He's the best Gozyuger.
100%. He deserves it.
I like Kenjiro. It's unfortunate that he has no focus. I think he had like maybe 4 lines this entire episode. Like it was bad. The rest of this episode, it's Sasuke gives Haoru a pep talk because Haoru needs more pep talks because he's the real boy and no one cares about anyone else. And Origa Red realizes that Haoru's actually really cool and you shouldn't make fun of him. I do like that Origa Red got to take a sword, and Sasuke pilot. Like, it wasn't the Gozyugers piloting the robots at all. That was fun. I liked that.
Origa Red was fanboying about being able to pilot Tegasword.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, the real Tegasword? You're letting me do this? Wow.
Yeah. I will say, fanboying about being in Tegasword, it feels a bit odd because Tegasword is so new to us, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have any kind of legacy, so he doesn't feel that special to us. If he was like fanboying about being in like one of the most popular mechs of all time throughout like the Sentai series, like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm in, this mech from 20 years ago that everyone loved. I don't have one off the top of my head.
Like when what's his face showed up in Black Daijujin or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
that would have been a big moment.
That I felt would have made more sense. Maybe have him pilot the Shogun and Sasuke pilot the Tegasword. But then Sasuke should really pilot his own mech, let's be fair.
Yeah.
So it's a bit weird, but whatever. It was fun for them to do that. I like that we have a more traditional Sentai thing where they beat the villain and then he turns into a giant.
Yeah, he goes big. I'm like, yo, he turned big? They did the thing?
It wasn't the Gozyuger style where you have the ground fight and the mech fight at the same time. Not to say I dislike that. I actually do kind of enjoy Gozyuger's ground and mech combo fights. I think they're kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it was nice to have a more traditional style. I also really like what I just assume is the Kaku Rangers finisher, where they play football.
Yeah, I would assume that is their finisher. I'd have to watch Kaku Ranger to find out.
Yeah. I really
but like Sasuke's so cool. I want to watch Kaku Ranger.
Yeah.
Which should be the goal of this series, is wanting to watch previous ones.
Yeah, no, I kind of want to watch Kaku Ranger now. I know that we see a little bit of like footage for Kaku Ranger. Did you see? It was like this big robot ninja guy that was hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's voiced by Frankie from One Piece.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's the voice actor for Ninja Man, whose name I'm forgetting off the top of my head. But it has such a recognizable voice. Whenever he like voices someone, it sounds kind of like Frankie. It's like, it's so obvious.
It's like, oh, it's that guy. I know him.
I know him. I like that guy. Or at least I like his voice acting. I have no idea about him as a person.
So the only other thing that really happened this episode was Sasuke determined that our boy Ryugi won. So he's back in the competition, baby. One ring.
He was always in the competition because he still had the what's it called ring, the
Yeah, he
Tyranno
had
ring.
his like Goju Tyranno ring.
That still counts as one of the rings. But yes, now he has an actual Universe Warrior ring. So good for him, I guess. Until Hoiru gets it.
Here's my prediction. Next episode, Black and Green. I'm gonna have Green take that. Following episode, Blue and Yellow. Let's just have Ryugi take that. Polar's gonna do some dumb shit and get everyone else's rings, and then it's gonna be like Hoiru versus like Polar or something.
Yeah, those matchups generally make sense. Green, black, blue, yellow, sixth, and red. Those are matchups that make sense. Beyond that, I don't know. It could be just a free for all between the three winners.
Yeah. Fire Candle
Wait,
comes out of nowhere, takes all the rings.
I mean that's a very standard thing to happen, right? When you have a collectible MacGuffin, there's generally a thing at the end where the villain does like a big trick and gets all of them and uses it to become super, and then they beat the villain and get them all back. Right? That happens all the time in various, right? You ever
Yeah.
played a JRPG where you have to collect the 7 crystals or something? Then after you collect the 7th one, the villain shows up and steals them all from you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Standard. And they could do that, and it's fine. I have no problem with it. I'm curious to see what they do with Fire Candle, because Fire Candle's been awesome. I love Fire Candle. I don't want him to go like I'm curious as what'll truly happen with him, because he's going full villain. But he's
Yeah, I
going
don't
full
want him to
villain.
die. He's too good he's too good to die.
He's going full villain for his bros. So I don't know how it'll work. And what he's gonna do with the Calamity. Right? I'm like anticipating it'll be something like he gets so mad about all of this, like he's so overcome with rage, it allows, I don't know, like the Calamity to possess him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. What's the Calamity's name? Claudius?
Cladis.
So something like that. Maybe he'll get possessed, and then Claudius will like form around Fire Candle, and they need to do the whole finish finger and pull him out at the end. There's not many episodes left. Oh my god, we're talking about how there's going to be like maybe an episode for each like,
Yeah.
you know, one-on-one.
We don't have that. We have like 4 episodes.
There's 4 episodes left. That'd be 3 episodes for the one-on-ones. And then a finale. Oh my god. There's not enough time. There's too many. There were 3 plot lines in Gozyuger, effectively, and they're all somewhat at odds with each other. Because there's the Battle Royale, the Bryden, and the Calamity.
Yeah.
The Bryden and Calamity were both like competing for main villain slot, and the Battle Royale was just left to the wayside, completely neglected until the end here. So it's so weird. I don't know how they resolve everything. I mean, basically the Bryden are already out of it. Like they just don't care anymore, except for Fire Candle. So that's why I anticipate he's gonna somehow be Calamity pilled. Ugh. That's it. I will say, despite everything, I did still enjoy the episode. Like I had a fun time. I'm complaining a lot about Gozyuger, but I think it's still a fun show.
Yeah.
It's definitely a weaker Sentai. It's going pretty low on my list. I would need to compile the list. That would be hard, because there's some I haven't watched in like a decade now.
Gotta rewatch them. That's what you gotta do. Watch them all. Rewatch them. I read like one guy on the Sentai subreddit did every series this past year and just started watching Sentai this year. Like some sort of crazy person.
How many series are there? There's like
49, 48. 49.
48.
There's 49 series because Loopat counts as 2, so
well, no,
49 series.
Loopat as a series is still.
Well, yeah,
1.
it counts as 2 different riders, but like 15 rings in the ring battle, 49 Sentai.
Yeah, I know. What I'm trying to think of how many episodes.
Oh,
but actually, Gozyuger's almost done, so let's just count it. So 49 series times like 50.
Yeah.
You have to watch like 7 episodes a day or so, like just under 7 episodes a day, which is technically doable. 7 episodes is ultimately like 3 or so hours, like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, and then like he compiled when he watched it, and then you've seen like he finishes a series in 3 days, and it's like, brother,
I mean, I've
That's
done
frightening.
that before. I've done that. That's not weird. That's definitely not weird to watch 50 episodes in 3 days. I've done it before. Dude, when I first got into Rider, I think I started with Double. I think I watched like Double O's and Foresight. I think that's the order because I was just
Okay.
watching them in order from Double Down. I think I watched those in like I don't know a week and a half, like all three
Bruh.
of those series. I burned through them. Yeah, I had a lot of free time in university. I should have used for university. Oops. Anyway,
It
okay,
was all worth it.
yeah, it was truly worth it. It's led me to this point today where I can talk about children's toy commercials on the internet.
Yay.
Okay. I think we're completely
We're
off topic
done.
now. It's a funny conversation, but
Yeah.
yeah, Gozyuger, yeah, it's a weaker series, but still enjoyable. I hope they can stick some kind of landing. I don't anticipate it. Like I think it's gonna be weird and not great and rushed.
Yeah. Rushed is the right word.
That has been this week's episode of Discussion Sentai Loserger. If you liked the episode, like, subscribe, leave a comment. We'd appreciate it. Anyway, see you next week.